Hello, my name is Darren Sidwell. Examine the consequences of a crime committed by a serial killer that might have been avoidable. Wouldn't you want justification if it was your child or family member? According to the Honorable Paul Casson in the Defense of the Death Penalty 2008, says abolishing arguments concerning the death penalty always seems a bit unjustifying. He also discusses reviewing the merits of capital punishment without revealing just what capital crime is really like and how the victims were brutalized. He uses the example of Kenneth Allen McDuff from Texas. McDuff received a death sentence on December 29, 1991, for the killing of at least 9 women. This is not McDuff's first time being convicted of murder. McDuff started his killing sprees in 1966. He and accomplice forced a teenage girl and 2 teenage boys in the trunk of a car. They drove off to a remote area and shot the 2 boys in the back of the head, execution style. They then raped Edna Sullivan with a soft drink bottle and a broken broomstick, later killing her by breaking her neck. McDuff slipped through the 1970s during a ban on capital punishment for these murders. According to the U.S. Department of Justice and Justice Statistics, or BJS, at the year end of 2022, a total of 26 states and Federal Bureau of Prisons held 2,270 prisoners, which was 4% lower than the year of 2021. The BGS mentions that this represented the 22nd year of the number of inmates sentenced to death declined. From 1977 to 2022, there were only 1,558 prisoners that had been executed. By race, we had 875 white, 531 blacks, 135 Hispanics, 10 Native Indians, 7 Asian Pacific Islanders, 1,378 were by lethal injection, 163 were by electrocution, 11 by lethal gas, 3 by hanging, and 3 by firing squad. You can see here in this chart where things were removed with the death penalty and where they were brought back in for capital punishment. By the end of 2022, 98% of the prisoners were male and 2% women. Among prisoners, 69% had previous convictions. The average prisoner is sentenced for about 21 years on death row, which costs U.S. taxpayers $60,000 to $70,000 per year to keep them alive, housing, food, attorney fees, and more. According to Samuel Gross, the percentage of incorrect verdicts for criminal defendants who receive the death penalty. They use survival analysts to model this effect. At least 4.1% of death sentence defendants are estimated to be exonerated, and go to say that that's a conservative estimate of the proportion of false convictions among the death sentence in the United States. They state that there is no systematic method for determining the accuracy of a criminal conviction. If there were, these factors would not happen in the first place. In the U.S., exonerations for false convictions occurs among death penalty cases. They are not convicted. As a result, they are extremely difficult to detect after the fact. Judge Leonard Hand said in 1923, "Our procedure has always been haunted by the ghost of an innocent man convicted. It's a real dream." In 2007, Justice Antonin Scalia wrote a concurring opinion in the Supreme Court that American criminal conviction rate has an error of 0.027%. Or put it another way, we have a success rate of 99.97 of correctly charging for the crimes committed. Those who oppose the death penalty, more than half of them believe that Timothy McVeigh should be executed. According to Honorable Paul Cassens, effective representative of counsel in defense of the death penalty, the state of Utah has developed procedures for appointing counsel. Must meet stringent requirements for criminal cases. These cases often exceed $100,000, and the government does not want to be mistaken when it comes to a life. Josh Marquise has made similar points about the state of Oregon's judicial system. The federal government authorizes the death penalty for serious offenses such as terrorists, bombings, espionage of nuclear weapons systems, treason, and assassinations of the president and Congress. The last time abolitionists succeeded in validating capital punishment in this country, they released brutal murders to kill again, ultimately causing Edna Sullivan and others. That is too high of a price to pay. As you can see in this chart, that capital punishment was kind of pushed away to the side back in the late 60s and 70s. I will be concluding this with confidence that society must do everything within our power to prevent such tragedies from happening again. I encourage you to call or write your state and federal representative or senator to advocate for capital punishment. Thank you.